Now, this is the biggest piece of news with the GoPro Hero 13 in my opinion, and I'm willing to bet that it's not going to make many of you happy. Welcome back to Tampa Bay Diving. My name is Blake and I'm a professional recreational scuba diving instructor and digital content creator. I'd like to welcome you if you're new to the channel. Consider diving down, hitting that subscribe button and the dive bell because I make these videos with the sole purpose of helping you improve your dives. So every year around the beginning of fall, GoPro releases their newest camera model. And this year it is the GoPro Hero 13. Now, this camera comes with some new features, ones that we expect and, well, some that we didn't and aren't going to like. But we're going to go through them so that you can make an educated decision as to whether it's right for you. Should you upgrade your camera or hold off? Stick around to the end for my recommendation and a big change with this camera that could really be good or an absolute nightmare. Right, so let's dive in. So this is the new GoPro Hero 13. And as you can see, it really doesn't look much different from the 10 through the 12. Same body style, but there are some changes. Number one being the front microphone area right here. Yes, it's in the same position as previous models, but there is one difference, and that is the new heat sink, which is supposed to reduce the potential for overheating and if there is enough airflow passing over the camera. As divers, when we're in the water, we really don't have that problem, or at least I never have. The temperature of the water is always cooler than the camera, so even though it's in the housing, it's still being cooled by the outside temperature. GoPro has released a new series of lens mods, which are smart mods, meaning that when you place them on the camera, the GoPro will recognize which lens you have placed on. There's the new macro lens mod, which they claim to get focus 4 times closer on objects. The ultra wide lens mod, which claims to get 36% wider and 48% taller, increasing the view up to 177 degrees. It also has the new ND motion blur filters available, and the camera is capable of seeing which one you have attached to it, and if it's not appropriate for the shot you're attempting, it will let you know based on the lighting. Now, for diving, this is all a moot point. I don't purchase these mods for the simple reason that they don't fit in the underwater housing units. And even if they did, you more than likely wouldn't get a great shot from inside the case. One thing I would encourage GoPro to do is develop filters and mods that attach to the outsides of the housings. However, there are third-party options for you, and for me, I like the wide-angle lens from Backscatter. The Sharp Wide Lens Pro Kit, which does attach to the outside of the underwater housing for GoPro. I would recommend this for divers to purchase the kit for that along with the filters. You may remember seeing the product in last year's DEMA video where I talked to Robin from Backscatter, and when I saw the kit, I was blown away and I put in an order immediately. I've been diving it for almost a year now. All of our underwater footage has been shot on it, and guys, it's been well worth the money. I'll leave an affiliate link down below so that if you guys would like, you can get it for yourselves and take your underwater GoPro filming to the next level. So the battery door, like much of the outside of the camera, is the same. It can be removed like the others, but this one can be replaced with the Contacto magnetic door. Now, this, along with the cable, allows you to charge the camera magnetically while the battery is still inside. Did I purchase it? No. Simply because that's not going to work underwater. Unless I was missing something, but I'm pretty sure there's no power source underwater. Now, the mounting options are both different and the same. You still have your traditional mounting fingers, but now you have the ability to attach the GoPro to a tripod as well, when the fingers are closed. And a brand new magnetic mount. No more screwing and unscrewing from the shoes if you purchase the magnetic mount. Let me know what you think. I was hesitant and I didn't really want to be the guinea pig on that. My main thought was losing the camera, either doing a giant stride, a back roll, or just a strong current, and risking losing a $300 to $400 camera. That's a good piece of advice for you guys. Never be the guinea pig on anything. Experimental diving? No thanks. Now, a good piece of news is, because the camera is the same size as the previous models, it fits into the same underwater housings that I believe the 8 through 12 did. So GoPro, thanks for saving us divers some money by not having us to invest in a new underwater housing. I, however, did purchase a new housing unit for this camera, and I know what you're thinking. Wait, what, Blake? You just said we didn't have. And you don't. I do plan on using both of these cameras underwater though, so I will need 2 housing systems. That's why I purchased the second one. The GoPro Hero 10 is still a very good camera capable of shooting at similar resolutions, so of course I'm going to take the advantage of having more than one underwater. Another thing we talked about is the Sharp Wide Lens Pro Kit that is fixed on the housing unit, but I also have the Flip 10 system that I bought when I got the GoPro Hero 10. So I can attach the old Flip 10 system to one housing and the Wide Lens Pro Kit to the other one and have filters on both cameras. You can see the Flip 10 system here. I've got 2 filters attached, one for shallow and one for deep, so this will help get me the best shots possible while giving me the best color as well. Now, this is the biggest piece of news with the GoPro Hero 13 in my opinion, and I'm willing to bet that it's not going to make many of you happy. There are new batteries for the camera, and the batteries and the camera are not backwards compatible. So none of your previous GoPro batteries are going to work with this camera, and the new batteries are not going to work with your older GoPros. We've been spoiled with being able to just recycle our batteries and use them with newer camera models for a few years now, and that's gone away. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? Really, only time will tell. A big knock on GoPro has always been battery life. They've been absolutely horrible. We'll see if these new ones are improved and warrant spending our hard-earned money on the newer system. You can see here the new form factor of the battery. They're completely different, so au revoir. Now, I've been busy with back-to-back students, and as you all know, I teach 101, so I haven't been able to test it out underwater and really get a feel for it. The agencies had a problem with instructors filming while teaching and not focusing on the students, so that's pretty much got shut down across the board. I do have some fun dives coming up, so I will get this in the water and let you know all about the performance of the battery life. As far as resolution, well, in my opinion for diving, there really wasn't that big of a leap. You can see in this comparison chart from GoPro's website that for divers, there really wasn't that big of a change. And why is that for divers? Because we have to set our resolution and frame rates per second prior to getting in the water. And once the camera is in the housing, you can't change it. Now, that is if you're using the standard underwater housing. There are newer ones on the market, but I don't have one and I don't know anyone who does. They're not cheap. For most of us, we set the aspect ratio to 16:9 wide mode with the highest resolution possible. 4K is still great, but you can see 5K is still relatively similar, so if you were hoping for some massive improvements in frame rates per second and so on, then we were kind of let down on this model. Now, should you buy the GoPro Hero 13? That just depends, and let me explain what I mean. If you are new to GoPro and action cameras in general, then yes, I believe that you should. If you purchase an older model as time goes on and improvements are made, then older batteries won't be compatible with the new models, so future-proof yourself as much as possible to save money. Just going off past history, GoPro batteries have lasted a few generations, so these new batteries will probably be used for a few models going forward. If you already have a GoPro for your underwater videography and photography, but need a second camera, then yes, I'd get the new one and start future-proofing yourself as much as possible, and most of the accessories are backwards compatible, so you can reuse some. If you have a 10 through 12 and don't need a second camera, then I would hold off. To me, resolution and frame rates per second are the biggest features, and there just weren't any major improvements that warrant spending the money. As divers, we can't use the new mods because they don't fit into the housing, so that's automatically out the window. I would just wait and see what the new improvements are on the 14. Now, with that being said, if these new batteries turn out to be a game changer, then that's a whole different ball game. If that's the case, then yes, absolutely upgrade, because nothing is worse than when you're down there and the camera dies. Sure enough, you can bet that creature or scene you've been dying to photograph is going to swim right in front of you in the most elegant fashion. It never fails. This video was not sponsored. I bought this GoPro from their website and paid almost full price. If you're a subscriber, simply log into your account and you can get $100 off your purchase. If not, and you'd like to do me a favor, I'll put my Amazon affiliate link to the camera and all affiliate links to the products you've seen here down in the description. They earn me a small commission with no extra charge to you, and it helps us to keep making these videos for you guys. If you found this information helpful and enjoyed the video, then dive down, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and ring that dive bell. And let me know down in the comments, are you planning or did you already get the Hero 13? If so, what are your thoughts? If not, then what model are you currently rocking? And feel free to share any photos you've been able to capture. I'm curious as to which one of you is the best photographer / videographer. Just over here, YouTube thinks you're really gonna love this video, so check it out. I'll be back next week with another video, but until then, plan your dive and dive your plan.